Dear friends, English literature, romantic poetry, William Wordsworth, selected poems. London, 1802. Brief questions with answers. Brief question 1 to 26. Question 1. When was London 1802 first published? Answer. London 1802 was first published in poems in 2 volumes in 1807. Question 2. Who was Milton? Answer. John Milton, 1608 to 1674, was a much loved and respected English poet and one of Wordsworth's great influences. Question 3. What does Wordsworth wish at the very beginning of London 1802? Answer. He wishes that Milton was still alive in the present day. Question 4. Who is she in London 1802? Answer. In London 1802, she refers to England. Question 5. Why does England need Milton? Answer. England needs Milton in order to restore her moral and spiritual standard. Question 6. How does Wordsworth describe England? Answer. He describes England as a swampy marshland of stagnant waters, where everything that was once a natural gift, such as religion, chivalry, and art, symbolized respectively by the altar, the sword, and the pen, has been lost to the scourge of modernity. Question 7. To what does Wordsworth compare England? Answer. Wordsworth compares England to a pen of stagnant waters. Question 8. What is a fen? Answer. A fen is an area of low, flat wetland. Question 9. Why has England become a fen of stagnant waters? Answer. England has become a fen of stagnant waters by losing her old values and standard. Question 10. What do altar, sword, and pen signify in London 1802? Answer. Altar, sword, and pen refer to churchmen, soldiers, and literary men respectively. Question 11. Why have the England lost their peace of mind, inward happiness? Answer. As they have become selfish and corrupt, they have lost their peace of mind, inward happiness. Question 12. What does Wordsworth beg Milton? Answer. Wordsworth begs Milton to give them manners, virtue, freedom, and power. Question 13. Why does Wordsworth think Milton is well suited to correct England's current waywardness? Answer. Wordsworth thinks that Milton is well suited to correct England's current waywardness because he possessed certain positive qualities. Question 14. To what does Wordsworth compare the soul of the dead poet Milton? Answer. Wordsworth compares his soul to the star. Question 15. Why does Wordsworth compare Milton's soul to a star? Answer. He compares Milton's soul to a star because he was different even from his contemporaries in terms of the virtues such as manners, virtue, freedom, and power. He is different from others also in the sense that he adhered to his opinions even when everyone gave them up. Question 16. To what does Wordsworth compare Milton's poems? Answer. Wordsworth compares his poems to the sound of the sea. Question 17. Why does Wordsworth compare Milton's poems to the sound of the sea? Answer. Milton's language in prose as well as poetry is marked by majesty and grandeur. That is why Wordsworth compares his poems to the sound of the sea, as his voice was as powerful and effective as the sound of the sea. Question 18. To what does Wordsworth compare the purity of Wordsworth's heart? Answer. The purity of his heart is compared to the cloudless sky. Question 19. What is Apostrophe. Answer. Apostrophe is the act of addressing some abstraction or personification that is not physically present. Question 20. Cite an example of apostrophe from London 1892. Answer. Milton, thou shouldst be living at this hour. Question 21. What is metaphor? Answer. Metaphor is an indirect comparison between two different things. Question 22. Give an example of metaphor from London 1892. Answer. She is a pen of stagnant waters. Question 23. What is metonymy? Answer. Metonymy is a figure of speech that consists of the use of the name of one object or concept for that of another to which it is related or of which it is a part, such as crown for royalty. Question 24. Cite an example of metonymy from London 1892. Altar, sword and pen. Fireside, the heroic wealth of hall and bower. Question 25. What is the purpose of writing London 1802? Answer. The poem has two main purposes, one of which is to pay homage to Milton by saying that he can save the entirety of England with his nobility and virtue. The other purpose of the poem is to draw attention to what Wordsworth feels are the problems with English society. Question 26. What kind of poem is London 1802? Answer. It is an Italian or Petrarchan sonnet. Thank you friends for watching my video.